Hello, Holy One. Hello. Welcome to this space. Welcome to this space. I'm A.L. Garris, and I have a business called Sacred Expansion. I have a YouTube channel called A.L. Garris, and this is what we do here. We talk about the sacredness of the being that you are, that I am, and how we are expanding it into our now by remembering who we are. So, do you know who you are? Are you learning and remembering who you are and allowing that expansiveness into the now? It's such an incredible journey, isn't it? We have the regular life, right? We call it the everyday life, where we are these different spaces of identification and roles and titles and jobs and relationships. And at the same time, we're this incredibly vast consciousness inside of those spaces, experiencing itself through those spaces, remembering itself through those spaces. So remember that. Remember that as you be you. Whether you're a mom, dad, grandma, a grandpa, a sister, a brother, a lover, a partner, a husband, a wife, a teacher, a student, a friend, a stranger. You're all these spaces in one way or another, right? Many of them at least, in all the ways that you are being you. And at the same time, you're this vast space of consciousness who designed a now, yes, a life, experiential space to understand itself better, more, from another vantage point. And many of you came in, if you found your way to this channel, many of you came in to be anchors of this higher frequency. This remembrance is a higher frequency. So the minute you start remembering and allowing that remembrance by implementing it in your life, living from it and as it, what do I mean by that? If you are living from your remembrance of being this vast space of consciousness who's inside a human life, having a now, when you allow that remembrance itself has a vibration, it has a frequency that it's running at. It is different from the vibration of the human prior to that remembrance. It is different from it. Yes, it is much higher, it is much faster, because it is much vaster, right? It's limitless, where the human would understand itself as in a more limited view based on what it's been told and programmed to believe. But this is the ascension of humanity, this time of us, right? And that is the expansion of consciousness. So as you allow the remembrance of this origin space of you, that you are, that I am, that we are, that energy, that vibration starts to be more present in the nowness of you, okay? This human life you're having. And so that human begins to shift. Your life begins to shift, and that is the ascension process. That is the awakening throughout all the spaces of the being. And many of you are here to anchor that for others as well. So you do it in yourself first. That's the only way you can have it be available to anyone else. It has to be within you. And many of you are doing that, and you're doing it masterfully. You're doing it masterfully. What I would lay at your feet is to remain open-minded. Remain open-minded. Why? What am I talking about? On the journey of expansion, there are many things you learn. There are many things you pick up on that you didn't know before, not in this format of you. And as you pick them up, yes, they each hold a vibration, so they each as well shift your flow, because you are now embodying more information, more understanding. Be open-minded to continue to expand those spaces. The work I do is called Acasma Quantum Energy. It is an ever-expanding modality. It is specifically designed, masterfully created by us in what we would understand as our future selves, coming back through what we see as time to assist this process. So if this resonates with you, if you're like, I get this. I understand this. I feel this in my being, that this is happening to you, right? This is happening to your world, to the planet, to your collective, to humanity, that we are waking up. We are realizing things that no longer fit us, align for us, or right for us, that we didn't even know were happening in many cases, because they were being done what we would understand as behind the scenes. And we're seeing all of this because it's time to shift all of this. This has to be seen because we are, yes, moving into a new alignment of being. Humanity is changing, and everything we're seeing happening is part of the change. Trust this. Lean in with that trust and that allowance that comes with that trust, knowing you are surrounded by love and that you are safe at your origin, at your core, and that emanates then out through your now. This is very helpful and very beneficial. It's what we teach in Acasma consciousness, that you are safe and you are loved, because for a very long time it's been the opposite message coming in. And to remember who you are and to live in that alignment, you have to allow, and I don't usually say have to, but to live in that alignment of that higher human, you have to be allowing that remembrance of you are safe and you are loved, because that's the vibrational flow of the higher human, of the ascended human, of the new earth. Yes, and it will begin then to implement more and more in your nowness. And there are things that aren't safe, absolutely, but those are those spaces we're changing and we're shifting and we're healing, we're ending. And there are spaces that then can open because we are allowing these higher spaces of us to flow. So wherever you're at on this space of expansion, remember who you are. You are eternal, having a now to expand yourself further. And you are connected into an entire collective, a species that is in that space of itself, of expansion. And if you found your way to this channel, you are here to not only implement it in your own being, self-expansion, self-remembrance of who you are, limitless, but you are also here to anchor it and to broadcast it. Yes, to be available to the collective of humanity as well. Thank you for being an anchor, an antenna, a broadcast of peace and balance. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. I offer a blessing. You don't have to receive if it doesn't feel right, but if it does, allow. Soke iana kawa kea. Poto aye iana taua, soto eya kapo eya na ia paoko, koanene ia tawa, koanene ia tawa, koanene ia tawa. Thank you for coming, Holy One. Thank you for remembering, and thank you for allowing you. You are so loved.